Everyone knows about Zakopane, but what if you take the famous Polish resort, make it more deserted, quieter, but with developed infrastructure and beautiful nature? Yes, Nowy Targ is exactly like that, and in this video you will be convinced. I'll convey you its unreal atmosphere, show you the most interesting places and how people live here. So get ready for a virtual cozy walk and have a pleasant viewing. Nowy Targ is a small town in southern Poland with a population of 33,000. It is surrounded by the Tatra mountains on one side and hills on the other. The settlement itself was founded in the 13th century and received city rights centuries later. Now Nowy Targ is a historical capital of the Podhale, as well as its main industrial and commercial center. Let's start our walk with a nature reserve, which I simply adore. Czerwonem covers 114 hectares and is one of the oldest nature reserves in Poland. I'd say it's the most aesthetically beautiful forest I've ever been in. It's gorgeous on its own, but plus it has a cozy trail for hikers. And in the very swampy areas there are wooden paths. Yes, the terrain here is swampy. From animals here you can meet roe deer, fox, buzzard, black stork, mountain toad, grass snake and viper. We were lucky to see a snake and frogs. And by the way, there are lots of wild blueberries growing here, but it's unclear how safe they are. When Andrew and I found ourselves at this lookout on our first day in Nowy Targ, I realized that this town had won me over. We were lucky enough to find accommodation within a 5-minute walk from this spot, so we often go here for aromatherapy, to listen to the sounds of nature, relax, distress, be in silence, and just have a good time together. Right next to the reserve is the highest airport in Poland. There is even a sign prohibiting entering the field. This is where the airport area begins. This is a sports airport, not a passenger one. Therefore, parachute jumps and training flights by airplane or balloon are common here. It took me some time to get used to the constant noise of airplanes and to get used to this peculiarity of Nowy Targ, because they fly very low, very loud, and usually on weekends. And you can often see parachutists falling. I think you are interested in the prices as much as I am, so training at the Nowy Targ Flying Club costs up to 40,000 zlotys. Time for beautiful views and panoramas. From this bridge you can see almost all of Nowy Targ, and here is not a view at all, but a fairy tale. The Biały Dunajec river flows below us, and the ship on a bicycle is nearby. As we realized, the ship is a symbol of Nowy Targ, and it can be found in different parts of the city. Also here on the shore is Nowotarska Strefa Relaksu, a very cozy recreation area. It has everything: hammocks, tables with swings, food outlets, deck chairs, a sports field, a playground, a barbecue, and even a reading area. I have seen such bookcases more than once, especially in Bulgaria, but there they were always empty. Here, as you can see, there are many books for every taste. Many of course are old and tattered, but you can still take a book and read it right here, or bring your own from home and add to the street library. During one of our walks, we found such a beautiful place to observe nature and listen to the sound of the water. And during another such walk, we went on the other side along the forest and the river and found sheep. As you can understand, this video caused us stress, because the dog accompanying the flock got very angry from our shooting and for 100 meters, if not more, then followed us. At some point, it even seemed to me that it would lead us not only out of Nowy Targ, but out of Poland in general. And so we are transported to another day when we decided to go hiking in the mountains. Okay, mountains is a loud word. Nowy Targ has hills, its own mini mountains, and there are several interesting places located on them. We started our journey from our house and reached a lawn that offers a panorama of the wall of Nowy Targ. But first I'll show you the road itself, because it was impossible not to film it. For 2 hours and 8 kilometers of the way, we saw a really beautiful private sector, a lot of animals, among which were a cow with a calf, which I saw so close for the first time. When we got to the top, we were absolutely stunned by the beauty of meadows, mountains and local settlements. Meanwhile, Andrew ate everything that came to hand. Towards the end, the path became more difficult and steeper. I got tired and thought that hiking in the mountains is not my thing, but then at the top I recovered and rested. All in all, it's a cool place, so if you are in Nowy Targ, you should definitely come up here. It's not hard, well, yeah, you have to walk for a while and it's better to come here by car. There is something to eat here, there's a koliba, a small cafe, there is a toilet, and basically you can spend the whole day with or without children, because the beauty of nature is incredible, amazing view, and I want to say that the nature of Nowy Targ is in no way inferior to Zakopane. It's in Warsaw, Gdańsk, Poznań, Kraków and Wieliczka. And in Nowy Targ too. Of course, I mean the market square. The market square in Nowy Targ is in the very center of the city. It's tiny, but at the same time well maintained and atmospheric. And there are 8 streets leading to it, 2 at each corner. Our plans got a little spoiled, because here in the market square is a Podhale fair right now. And once again, sheep, though no, more like gods. An unusual sculpture whose name translates as Dialogue of Sculptures. I take them back, the square has become even more atmospheric, I'm just a little tired, but we were standing there and just stunned. People start walking, and not only people, everyone was mixed up. Horses, people, deputies, children, everything. There was even a car coming. I've never seen so many people in Nowy Targ. Everyone came, probably from all the villages and towns. There is even an amusement park. So we are smoothly moving with you to Adam Mickiewicz Park, a great recreational place for the residents of Nowy Targ. There is a stadium with a running track, an outdoor gym, tennis tables, a large playground, and even a Wi-Fi zone. How do you like it? The most important thing is that there are always few people here, even now, and I generally love that in any city. And you might think I'm praising Nowy Targ too much, and maybe you're already tired of it, but yeah, there is just nothing to criticize here, because everywhere is beautiful, well maintained and clean. Speaking of air quality in Nowy Targ, I brought this up in my moving video, but I'll repeat it. In 2018 and 2019, Nowy Targ was the dirtiest city in Poland, and in 2021, in the entire European Union, the reason is coal and low-lying areas. It is clear that it's not really logical to go here in winter, but summer is the best. Actually, we lived here all summer, and in September we moved to another city, so this problem didn't bother us. To your attention is a bus station with a shopping center. By the way, all shopping centers in Nowy Targ are very small and compact, as the town itself is small and has quite few inhabitants. We've already explored one shopping center and noticed that not all stores are there. For example, we haven't seen H&M yet, and Crop is called a bit differently here. At the same time, there are not many people in the stores, there are no queues, but the choice of the clothes is not large. Speaking of public transportation, it is here, although getting from point A to point B is most often just a matter of walking, especially if you live in the center. The number of buses here can be counted on your fingers, and they leave every half an hour. We haven't checked them yet, and it's unlikely we'll need to. Since in this video we are showing you life in Nowy Targ, I suggest you take a look at the local supermarket. Rajski is a family company that started to expand in Nowy Targ, and its stores are located only in Podhale. The prices here seem to be okay, and the selection of products is large. There are also a lot of home goods, stationery, and so on. And the atmosphere of the store itself is more cozy than in big cities. Another park in Nowy Targ, it's tiny and it's called Bicycle Town. One of the interesting things here is this big slide. There are quite a few of them in Nowy Targ, and as it turns out, they were made specifically so that kids could slide down them in the winter. I think the idea is awesome. Another of my favorite places is the train station. It's a favorite because the station is small, there is no noise and not many people. Now, of course, this is an exception because we are always lucky when we shoot something radically different happens, not what was planned according to the script. But in general, it's usually quiet here. On the one side is Zakopane, which can be reached in 27 minutes by an atmospheric old train, and we've already traveled there. And in the opposite direction is Krakow and other cities. The next place is the Church of John Paul II, a modern, atypical, beautiful Catholic church. The inside of the church looks as beautiful as the outside. The atmosphere is very pleasant, peaceful and so modern. It even has large windows. How often do you find them in spiritual places? Well, as you can imagine, there are usually few or no people here. A clear example of a town that is very well cared for. Just a couple of days ago I saw a broken bench here, and now a new one has been installed. By the way, this jungle is our home. Very cozy, by the way. So if you haven't watched our room tour and you are interested to see how the apartment looks like inside, you can go to the moving video. I'll leave the link below. Well, in this video we will focus only on our courtyard, on our apartment complex, so you can understand how people live here. It's such a cozy neighborhood, and for you to understand how close everything is here, there is a forest, and here we live. And one more peculiarity of Nowy Targ, I can say or show you about it, no matter how strange it is garbage cans. I haven't seen trash cans like this anywhere else, only in Nowy Targ. The cool thing is that only residents with a key can throw trash in here, and of course the trash is sorted by category. The residential areas in Nowy Targ are a special love. You are walking alone and accidentally stumble upon such an open-air museum under someone's window. Just look at how beautiful it is, how many different details and colors it has. It is beautiful in the daytime, and at night it is also illuminated. And now for a moment there will be a Gastrotour. In general, there are no problems with restaurants and cafes in Nowy Targ. The choice is quite wide and the ratings are good. I already told you that we were lucky with the location of the accommodation because of the proximity of nature, but apart from that, we were also lucky with the establishments. More specifically with this restaurant. One day we were caught in the rain and came to this place to warm up. We wanted to get tea, but the Zurich was about the same price, so we opted for that. It was delicious and inexpensive. So I give this place a 5 out of 5. Meanwhile, we did a lap and headed back to the nature reserve. Among other things, there is a traffic zone for kids. A great place to learn how to ride a bike and learn the rules of the road. If I were a kid, I would love to do this. So yes, I love this idea and think that such zones should be in every city to visually teach kids all about roads. By the way, bike lanes. There is nothing wrong with them here, and even better, it makes me want to rent a bike and ride around the city and the forest. This is what the local fire station looks like, with a very interesting architectural element. By the way, I had already seen the exact same sculpture on one building coming down the hill. Apparently, it was a small local fire station. Now we got closer to the hills, exactly where we came up into the meadow. There is a neighborhood with private houses here, really cozy, atmospheric, authentic. It's interesting that some of the houses are in such an old wooden style, so we walked around here and looked at the grounds of the different houses. You can see that right on each territory everything is cleaned. To sum up, I would like to say that Nowy Targ has exceeded all my expectations and has become my favorite. It is great to live here permanently or to come here on vacation in summer when the air is clean and doesn't cause any health hazards. The fabulous nature, developed infrastructure and cozy residential areas will surely confirm it to you. How do you like Nowy Targ? Write in the comments your impressions and thoughts about living in a small town in Poland. Like the video if you enjoyed our walk, and see you soon in the next video. Bye!